So I've done something that I knew was eventually going to happen. It's something I've been wanting to do, but I've always been too scared to make the switch. This was inevitable, an unavoidable future, and now I have finally switched to DaVinci Resolve. What's going on, guys? Today, I want to talk to you about why I switched from Premiere Pro to DaVinci Resolve. I want to talk to you about the things I've learned, the struggles I've had, and I want this video to serve more as a resource for people who are considering switching to DaVinci Resolve. So in this video, I'm going to talk about creators that helped me. I'm going to talk about things that I found to make my switch easier, and just a couple things to help you out if you are considering switching. This video will also serve as a little hub for me, my team, and other creators to point them to people and examples of things to do when you're wanting to fully switch a program that has ruled over your life for the last 8 years. With the release of Resolve 18, I've kind of been pushed over the edge. It looks like everything that I've wanted from a video editing software is pretty much built right into Resolve. So what I want to do is I want to talk about the things that pushed me over the edge. I run a small editing team. We like to collaborate on a lot of different videos. I like to have an editor cut down the footage. I like to have somebody make the story video. I like to go in and color and add effects. And that was a waiting game. And with Premiere, we were not on the same page necessarily. But with DaVinci Resolve, the seamless ability for me to edit in the same file with somebody who's sitting in a computer next to me, it's kind of crazy. Like, I can have Dean cutting and making a story video, and I can be color grading that story video and adding the effects onto it literally at the same time. And that's a time saver and a game changer for people who work in small teams. The big thing about that is I now get to work off of one hard drive. What I did was I bought a 72 terabyte RAID drive that holds all of our projects, and now I don't have to drag and drop it from one computer to another. What I've done is I have my main MacBook linked up to the RAID drive. I have an external laptop linked into my Mac, and it just works so seamlessly. Both computers are able to access all the files, and everything in Resolve is linked, and you can edit everything simultaneously with no problem. And man, that is what pushed me over the edge. If you want to know just how I set that up, just let me know. I can either point you to a video or I can make a video that kind of explains my setup. It's super simple. All I do is use a Thunderbolt cable, run it from one Mac to the other, and it just works. Another thing that pushed me over the edge was the hardware. Bringing digital software and putting it right at my fingertips has been crazy. DaVinci Resolve has pretty much supercharged my color workflow. As everybody will always tell you, it has made color grading more inviting. I felt really limited by Premiere Pro. I felt like I was a bad color grader. Truthfully, if we're being genuinely honest, I never felt like I could push the video the way I wanted to in Premiere. But Resolve, it literally just works with my brain. The way I see color, the way I want to manipulate, the things I get to do just really work. And the way I'm able to take all of that and put it into a physical board is incredible. This is the Blackmagic mini panel. This thing is a bit overkill for me, but man, being able to have everything that you want to do for your timeline, for your color grading process, even for cutting and editing, having it right there on your desk while you're working has been quite the game changer, and it's something that I really want to use completely going forward. I desperately wanted this thing to work in Premiere, but it didn't, so I had to fully switch to Resolve, and man, I've not had a single regret yet. And yes, as I said, this model is a bit overkill. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch this model out and go get a micro panel, and I think that's going to suit my needs like perfectly, because it is half the price. And it's something I can definitely recommend to you guys if you're wanting to supercharge your color workflow. If you wanted to see how I do this thing from start to finish within the Resolve program using this panel, please let me know, and I would love to make a in-depth color video. But as of right now, having hardware to match my software has been something that I have always dreamed of, and now is a bit more of a reality. All right, Now that we've talked about the two main things that's pushed me over the edge, that being the team workflow and the actual hardware that goes along with Resolve, let's talk about what I've learned. A big thing that I've come to enjoy while working in Resolve is the reliability. I'm coming from Premiere. Premiere loves to crash. I have the M1 Max processor with Mac, and this is one of the most spec'd out things that you can buy. And Premiere will still want to. It helps having a super beefed up processor like that. It really does help the stability of it. But I've been using Resolve for a while now, and it's just more reliable. There's so much more peace of mind when I'm working in a project, because with Premiere, I would start to add color. Maybe I add an effect. God forbid I add blur or motion blur. And it felt like the risk for crashing became astronomically high. Like I would constantly be saving my software, saving the program as much as I can, because I knew if I didn't have any kind of autosave, it was going to crash. Resolve, this feels like it was made for the software. And granted, it is much more optimized for the M1 chip, but this feels like everything that I'm working in was built to work together, and that makes me feel a lot more secure. I love the interface. I'm sure you're going to hear a lot of people talk about the interface of Resolve, the buttons at the bottom, but genuinely, I love having everything that is vital to me being able to video edit. I love having that on the screen at once and not being hid away. I love having the sections at the bottom that tell you exactly what you're doing. Oh, am I cutting? Am I editing? Am I doing color grading? Am I doing audio? Oh, somebody else is color grading. Maybe I can work on the story. It just works so simple, and it really is a software that I kind of regret not switching sooner. On the flip side, I want to talk to you about some things that held me back, things that I was scared of. My biggest fear was that there was going to be a lack of resources when I switched. I wanted to switch to DaVinci Resolve back in like Resolve 16, but I would look up tutorials to do things, and it was a little scarce. I didn't have as many resources, therefore I did not have as much hope. And I wasn't really sure about switching to what I considered at the time to be a third-party program. Plus, all of my client work ran through Premiere Pro. I didn't think I had a down moment to be able to make a switch like this. Like, I don't want to be super proficient and really good at editing in one program and then switch, and all of a sudden I got to tell my client, hey, this video is going to take like 4 weeks to edit because I don't know what I'm doing now. But thankfully, the resources problem has been fixed, because there is an abundance of resources that help teach you how to use Resolve, that help give you tutorials on any effects and things that you want to do. Plus, it makes doing those effects really, really easy, whether it be masking, color grading, effects. Everything is just super, super simple. But now I've had a little bit of downtime, and I wanted to take that downtime and completely switch my software while I could. And now that I have client work ramping back up, perfectly timed, and we're going to see what comes out of this going forward. Resolve is becoming so mainstream that I can guarantee you that most of your favorite video creators, they're going to start coming out with videos talking about how they've switched to Resolve 18 or how they switched to DaVinci Resolve in general, because trust me, it is that good of a software. So if you do have the time, and if you've been kind of like feeling like you want to make a switch, kind of how I felt for like 24 months, do it. Just completely dive in and do it. So I want to talk about people who have helped make my life switching programs like a lot easier. First and foremost, Casey FARIS. If you are ever watching this, I don't know if you ever do, you have made switching so easy. I'll link a bunch of Casey's videos below, but this dude is a nutcase when it comes to DaVinci Resolve. He loves the program, and his enthusiasm helps me love the program because it helped make my switch so easy. DUNNA Did It has a bunch of very helpful videos. I absolutely love the hands-on approach and the straightforwardness to the actual teaching aspect of it. It helps me learn, it helps me color grade, it helps simplify every freaking thing. Another one is FULLTIME FILMMAKER. I joined FULLTIME FILMMAKER a couple of years ago, and they actually have an ongoing course that develops more and more courses. And they actually have a DaVinci Resolve course that they teach on, and it is super, super helpful. And as well as teaching you any other aspect of filmmaking, I Love Full-Time Filmmaker. Obviously, it's a lot of good people in there. And lastly, Ryan Cowell for planting the seed in my head to make the switch. Ryan is a super good dude. He's super helpful, super inspirational with everything that he does. And yeah, he kind of pushed me over the edge to switching to DaVinci Resolve. He's also pushing me over the edge to switch to Red, but not yet. All right, so I want to talk about a couple of more general things that may not necessarily apply directly to me in my switch, but things that may apply to you and have applied to most of the general audience that are switching from a program to DaVinci Resolve. The price. This one's kind of a no-brainer. DaVinci Resolve is $299. It's actually free for most of its features, but if you want that little bit of extra spice, it is $299. But truthfully, you can get by with the free version, no problem. Just because it's free does not mean it's bad. But Premiere, I have the student payment. It's like $35 a month. Premiere itself can be pretty expensive, and you have to buy like the Adobe Suite to do most of the stuff. And dude, is it expensive year over year, month over month. I am paying a lot, and I would much rather just rip that band-aid off in one single payment. Plus, if you buy Blackmagic, like what I'm filming on now, you get this for free. You get Resolve for free because you bought one of the Blackmagic cameras or any of their other stuff. The built-in noise reduction has been spectacular. Like, obviously it should be, because what the heck? Why do I have to go through 18 different plugins to try to get noise reduction when I can just click it in Resolve and it just works? Masking and tracking. This has made color grading, it's made my want to color grade grow, because masking and tracking and crashing in Premiere, it just was not a fun thing. But being able to seamlessly track items in the frame, being able to seamlessly mask everything, and it being presented to me and encouraging me to mask and color grade different aspects of the frame is really good. This one is weird. Exporting individual clips. I have to do this from time to time, and normally I have to set up this complex Premiere file and hope that the person I'm exporting it to also uses Premiere, set up a Premiere file for them, put all the little individual clips in there, and then say, hey, this color means this color means this, and that means that. But now I can just export all of the individual clips that I've cut and color graded. But yeah, this is a no-brainer. I don't know why more programs don't have this. Exporting individual clips has been a game changer. This is what I was scared of. Databases are interesting. Instead of creating a file and letting that file live in different places, you have like a virtual file system. So when I open Resolve, I have client folders now. And in that client folder is all that client's projects. And I thought that was going to be a nightmare because it was just a conglomerate of things. But no, this has actually been kind of seamless, and it's actually kind of refreshing to have everything be in the same location and all of those files be located on the main hard drive that's protected because it's in RAID. Once again, hardware. If you're looking to spice up your color workflow, you can add hardware to the software that is DaVinci Resolve, and it works seamlessly. That has been super interesting and super refreshing to work with. Then you have Fusion and Fairlight, which is After Effects and Adobe Audition. I don't go too deep into Audition nor After Effects because I haven't really been encouraged by the program to do so. It's been a little intimidating, but I can assure you that almost everything that you're wanting to do has been built into this program. And for me, that just works. So now when I do all of my story and I want to take that audio a little bit further, because that is one of the big struggle points for me, is perfecting audio. I have that in Fairlight, and it is much more expanded, and I'm not doing dynamic linking, which never freaking works for me. And also, if I'm wanting to do object tracking, type, title animation, any of that, it's now just built right into the program, and that is super encouraging. And of course, we got to talk about the things that I don't like about the program. The things that I don't like is literally having to spend the time to learn a new program. That's it, man. Like, I am so impartial to what I use to get my work done. I need to go with the best tool that suits my job. Right now, DaVinci Resolve seems like to be the best tool, and the only downside is having to actually learn the program. I'll get over it. You'll get over it if you're switching, and time will tell what will work the best for me. But right now, DaVinci Resolve has been overall incredible, and every day I'm just a little happier using it. It feels a little bit better, and it really feels good to learn something new, which I just love. But with that all being said, that's all I have for you today, guys. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you loved it, consider subscribing, because I'm gonna be bringing you more content just like this every week. So you guys stay safe, you're loved, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.